Weavy AI is an AI-powered workflow builder that everybody is talking about right now. And that's for good reason, because these node-based AI workflow builders are the next way to create content online successfully using AI. And there are loads of people finding a lot of success with tools like this. So in this quick review, I want to quickly go through what Weavy AI is, what it does, and what it definitely does not do. And if you want to try this out yourself, just check the link in the description. But now let's get started with the video. Now, on the surface level, Weavy AI is just an AI image and video generator platform that allows you to turn prompts into images and videos. But it is entirely different than platforms like Higgsfield or OpenArt, where you just have a feature, you write a prompt, and you get a result. Because in Weavy AI, you build these workflows. I'm actually going to show you one of mine. Here's one of my workflows that I have built, and you're going to structure it in a way that it uses different layers of different AI models that would basically be invisible to do without a workflow builder like this. So if you didn't have Weavy AI, for example, here, I would have to use 3 or 4 separate subscriptions to pull this off, and that would basically make it meaningless. But now let me show you a simple workflow first before I jump into something more complicated and actually useful. So once you have signed up to Weavy AI, you can just click on create new file, and it will give you this kind of an infinite canvas that you can then zoom in and out and move anywhere you want as much as you want. Now the idea here is that you're going to add and connect nodes inside this canvas. And that's literally all there is to it. So just an example, let's start with a simple example where I'm going to create an image. So I will search for a prompt, and I will add a prompt node here into this view, and I can use Command and Scroll to zoom in a bit. Then I will write my prompt, for example, a dog playing in the field. And now as you can see, there is no send button anywhere because this is a node-based workflow builder. So you will need to connect this prompt into an image generator node. And just an example, if I search for an image node over here, it is going to give me, for example, Google's Image Gen 4 or Image Gen 3. So let's use Image Gen 3 for this one. I will drag and drop the node over here. And now all I need to do is just connect this prompt into the prompt port of this image generator model. And then I can click on Run Model, and it starts to generate my image based on this prompt. And there we have it. And if you click either here or you click the spacebar, you're going to see a bigger preview of this image. But as you can imagine, and as you probably already guessed, something like this makes absolutely no sense to do in Weavy AI, since you can just open up ChatGPT or any other AI image generator and just send this prompt there without having to worry about any nodes or connections. This is just to demonstrate how Weavy AI works at its core. So it's basically just an image generator, video generator, but this is not the best use case for it, definitely. So it becomes very handy once you start to build these kinds of workflows where you're dependent on multiple models and where you need to draw these connections between multiple nodes and reuse stuff and everything. Now, if that sounds too fancy, don't worry, I will show you a perfect concrete example of this right now. So let's say that we want to create an image like this. And by the way, I don't mean an image similar to this, but I mean an image of this exact glass in this exact angle that is taken from now. So just an example, if we're going to use GPT 1.5 image generator model to this, it just is not going to work. Despite this is, I think, the best image generator and editor model right now. So no matter how hard I try, I just cannot control the camera taking the images of this glass of sparkling water. It just ends up looking unnatural like this, no matter how hard I try. And yes, maybe you could get it tilted in this exact way, but what if you have a project where your client asks to rotate it by 5 degrees, or for example take a similar image but from the top of the glass? Well, that is absolutely impossible doing it with ChatGPT because it simply cannot do such granular control over the camera angles or anything. So what we need to do instead is use Weavy AI, because there is a workflow that I can build easily to create an image of this kind of a water glass from any perspective and from any angle in no time without any hassle. And here is the workflow that I have built for that. And by the way, I have made a separate tutorial where I built this exact workflow step by step, where I explain all these nodes and everything in a much clearer and more in-depth way. So if you want a beginner style tutorial, make sure to check that one out. I have left a link to that in the description. It's on my channel. But now let me quickly show you what this basically does. So this workflow is pretty cool because what you can do here is you can just rotate the angle of this can, or this glass rather, and you can zoom in and out. It will automatically turn that into a small resized image. And then if I hit run model over here, it will spin this glass into that exact rotation that we have over here. And as you can see, here is our image based on this 3D model. But now let me show you quickly how this workflow does it. So basically it starts with these two prompts. And the reason why these two prompts are separated makes no sense over here, but I will show you that in just a second. So I'm basically telling to create a front view picture of an ultra-realistic black and white image of a glass of sparkling water. And now I have connected these two prompts into this prompt concatenator, which is a fancy way of saying prompt combinator. So it is going to combine these two prompts. So now you can see that this is just the one prompt, this one plus this one. And then I have connected that into the Google Image Gen node, which I just showed you in the earlier example. So it is just going to create an image based on this description. So here we have it. But then here is where this power starts to become obvious. So now I have connected this output image into a Rodin 3D or Rodin 3D model. I don't know how to pronounce it. Basically, here I'm trying to turn this glass of water into a 3D model. And as I do that, I will get this model back, which does not look pretty by no means, but that is not the point. The whole point is just to rotate it to a specific angle that we want to then turn into that image. So now I can control this angle of this photo as much as I want to. Then here on the right hand side, I have turned this 3D model into a small image using a resize node. And by the way, all these nodes are something you can just type over here. For example, if we do resize, you're going to see the resize node, or for example, Rodin, we're going to get the Rodin model. That is the way it works. And for example, here I have added a text node to give instructions for this next step over here. So here it's saying that describe the camera angle of this image in maximum one sentence and don't mention the object itself. And just an example, high camera angle looking downward and slightly forward. And by the way, this any LLM just means any language model similar to ChatGPT or ChatGPT itself. So I can choose that, but that is not the point. It is going to feed this image into, for example, ChatGPT, and then it's going to follow these instructions. So I'm going to send this photo plus these instructions to, for example, ChatGPT, and then it will give me an output like this. A high angle shot taken from above and slightly to the side, because that was what we saw here previously. If I now hit run, it should say something like a low angle camera shot or something. And as you can see, just as I wanted, it is saying low angle camera looking upward at the underside of the subject. So that's good. Now we have this text output from one of our large language models. And now we are going to combine that with a prompt combiner or concatenator node. And we're going to take this prompt that we started with over here at the very beginning, where it says an ultra realistic black and white image of a glass of sparkling water. And here is why I used this one as a separate node from this one, because now we don't want to mess up the AI since we're creating the final image. So if I now told the AI to create a front view image of this glass, it would not do it like this because it would get confused. And that is why I'm using only this ultra-realistic black and white image of a glass of sparkling water node, because that describes what I want in the image. And then here I get the angle at which the camera should be pointing at this initial object over here. So that is the two prompts that I'm now combining over here. It is combining this prompt over here with this original prompt that we get from here. And now all we need to do is we need to feed that combined prompt into, for example, Flux Depth Pro AI image generator model, which is very good for spatial illustrations and angles like this. And not just that, but now we're also going to combine it with this photo that we got from the 3D model we spun around earlier. So that is super handy. So we have the 3D model, we have an accurate description of what we want to see, and here's our result. And as I said, I have made a separate tutorial on how I constructed this, and also I have shared this workflow so you can use this directly in your use cases as well. And now what's really powerful in this is that you don't need to do this with a glass of sparkling water. You can replace this with anything, and all you need to do is just do it here. So for example, instead of doing an ultra realistic black and white image of a glass of sparkling water, we could do like something like an image of a cat. And now I can go here and run this model over here to create the initial image of the cat. And there we have it. And then we can go to the Rodin 3D model to create an image or a 3D illustration of this cat. And here is our 3D model of the cat. Now we can, for example, zoom in on it a bit. Let's do something like this. And let's move this around just a bit. Let's do an angle like this. Now you can see that it has created the image of that angle. And now we want to turn this image into a short description of what ChatGPT or any other language model sees in this photo when it comes to the camera angle. And there we have it. So high angle camera looking downward from above, yada, yada, yada. Then we combine that automatically with what we wanted in the first place. So the image of a black and white cat, high angle camera. And now we can just click run model over here to get our final image, which should look something like this with an actual image of a cat. And there we go. And this is pretty much exactly what we wanted. Of course, the cat doesn't look like the original cat because we did not prompt it to make it look like this exact cat over here. Our prompt is just saying a black and white image of a cat. So obviously the AI is not going to know what this cat looked like since we haven't connected it to the final output. But you could also do that one as well if you wanted. So that is the power of a tool like Weavy AI. And as you can see, these all nodes that I used here are nothing out of this world. So we have the Google image model. You could use any other image generator model here as well. If you wanted to turn this into a video, you could use VEO3 or Sora. Then you have these 3D models. So everything that you see here is existing technology, but the power is that this tool allows you to add and combine all these existing pieces of technology from different companies into these easy to use workflows. So as I said, if I wanted to create this exact thing I did here in this one page, I would need to subscribe to Google Image Gen and Rodin 3D. I would need to use ChatGPT or Google's large language models. I would have to resize this image online somewhere, and I would also need to subscribe to Flux Depth Pro. So is that 5 different tools that I would need to use? So yes, this definitely would be possible, but it just makes much more sense to save more time and save money by just doing it over here in one window with less than 10 different prompts, instead of having to subscribe to 5 different services and have all those open at the same time. Now, if you want to try Weavy AI, make sure to check the link in the description of this video. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.